All right, so I got everything I need. Tape measure. I put glue in these, of course, because it's MDF panel. Helps really keep the rails and stiles nice and stiff. I just put a little bit on the back edge of the grooves. It doesn't take much. And basically what happens is they just settle down, and all the glue just settles down into the groove, so it doesn't like make a mess. This guy here, what I do is put some glue on the, you can see that, put some glue right there. Yeah, sometimes when you're doing this, you get a little glue squeeze out on the panel, right in this little corner here, this inside corner. That's not really a big deal. It does need to be cleaned out, but when you think about what we're doing, this is a paint grade door. If this was a stain grade door, it wouldn't be. The glue would not be coming out. You would have to put it in a little more carefully. Yeah. But as you can see, the goal is to have these guys be flush and somewhat square, because once this thing's done and we clamp it up, so we got to get this glue off the back side. You see that? Don't want that getting on that, get all over the clamps and all over the table. And so now what we do is we take this and tap it with a mallet if we need to. Now this guy doesn't really look like it needs it, just barely. You can tell if the joints are not quite straight, the gaps, you can tell if it's cockeyed. But these are pretty good. You see that joint right there? That's nice. I mean, I haven't put a clamp on this thing. So what we'll do is we'll put a clamp on it, and then we will check everything for square after we put a clamp on. That's the way I like to do it anyways. I mean, it should be pretty square just because the joints are, the cuts are square, but you know, you never know. And they're flush at the ends. All the ends are flush. So you would think, you know, that should be pretty square, but a lot of times they're off just a little. All right, let's check this. Just under 28 and a half. Under 28 and a half. So that's good. So what we need to do is clean out this a little bit. So I just leave a screw around, and I just take my rag and I go in there with the screw. It gets in there nice. Very nice. So check that. Come on the back side, make sure there's no, like a little tiny bit of glue. All right, now keep in mind that when these doors dry up, clamp up and dry, you want them to be on a nice flat surface. So I have this torsion box platform that basically, this is an 8-foot long one and the other one's a 12-foot long, but basically it's a flat surface. So I know these guys are going to sit flat and they won't rack when they're sitting there. So that's good.